So a little bit of research. We went to 15 countries and talked to about 70,000 people, and we explored the relationship that those people have with 600 companies in a study that we call Champion Brand. And I won't go into all the details, but I'll talk about how it's germane to this. We learned some really interesting things. And what one of the things that came out of this study, and we were surprised when we first done it, but it's been true year after year after year, is there's this relatively small segment, depending on the market, somewhere between 12 to 15% of the population that fits into this category of these super influencers. They wear multiple hats. They're both well off and running businesses, or involved in their community, or holding political office, or very active in philanthropy, or organizing groups. You know them from your own communities. It's these people that are hyper-connected and hyper-influential and are hyper-engaged. And it's those 15% that we've dug into a little bit for you today. And here are some things that they believe. These probably aren't a surprise to you, although the size of the numbers I think are always a little bit of a surprise. They think that it's better for a company to take a stand on a social issue, right? Because it's the right thing to do, but also because it's having a business impact. But there's an expectation there. This is becoming more true. We have not done the study post-Trump, but I bet if we did, this would be even higher in the US. It's certainly become higher, this is why it's higher into the developing world, because people don't trust government enough. They don't trust government as much to fulfill society's needs, and they look to the private sector, perhaps with even a little bit of desperation. We saw it very anecdotally around climate change. When the US government announced its intention to pull out of Paris, everyone rushed to the private sector and said, what are you going to do? How are you going to engage? And by the way, mayors and CEOs and business leaders did engage on these societal issues. And those were functions that were previously reserved for government. Right? What are we doing about climate change? Doesn't seem like a proximate business problem for today's corporations, but it's become one. And then finally, 90%, that the solutions to the greatest problems facing society today will come out of business. Not academia, not the NGO community, but come out of business. Probably not a huge surprise to the people in this room, but the fact that 90% of the most influential people on the planet who are going to have the most impact on your products and your company and your reputation feel this way is interesting. So that's how they believe. That's what they believe and how they think. This is a little bit about how they behave. So human beings are tribal people, right? From the very, very beginning, we have joined tribes, right? The tribes today, instead of painting our faces, we put on T-shirts and we play kickball on the National Mall. But we are in tribes, no doubt. And what's happened is people engage with each other, and they engage around parochial interests. And the evolution of technology and the evolution of social networking is a modern manifestation of this. It's not a new human behavior, but it's an enabled human behavior that's been significantly enabled by technology. And as technology has connected us, it's divided us. And we've gone more and more and deeper into these sort of different kinds of tribes. And today's tribes then organize and engage in new ways, different ways. Apologies for the cartoon stock, but it was the best idea manifestation I could find, where the cell phone has become the modern day pitchfork. And we've all experienced it or seen it or operated in it. Most of the companies that I work with, and I work with a lot of corporate leaders in this space, they view this as a significant threat. Like, what are the activists going to do to me? And they very, very rarely look at it the way I like to look at it, which is a significant opportunity, right? How can I get behind this angry mob and gently push it forward to get something that I want, right? Or pull together with this mob towards something that we share. And there's real significant opportunities that we've seen. I'll go into a practical example in a moment.